from KZN, where her cooking inspirations were her father and grandmother, Nompumelelo first catered at family functions. After cookery school, she was a restaurant and game lodge chef before starting her business, Africa Meets Europe Cuisine.
Your latest book, Through the Eyes of an African Chef, won what's basically equivalent to an Oscar in the cookbook industry. What inspired you to write this book and share your recipes with the world?
The main reason was having gone through cooking school, and I found that we didn't actually cover indigenous food, which means all our indigenous plants and some animals were left out of our learning. We were learning more stuff from Europe. So I decided I needed to get close to farmers and learn more about what is actually indigenous to South Africa and start creating dishes around that. And I think that's part of the reason why it was of interest to the Command Awards, because as the president said when he interviewed me, he comes to Cape Town a lot, but he's never tasted a lot of the dishes that were in the book. It was very innovative, and he loved the fact that it was quite unique.
To get indigenous crops grown commercially, Chef began to commission ingredients from urban food gardens like this one.
Nompumelelo, it is so wonderful how there's this food and herb garden right in the heart of Johannesburg CBD. Why is it one of your favorite spots?
But what I love about Fifi's garden, it is one place where I know what I'm getting. So when I say to people, I know where my food comes from, I mean it. I can visit here anytime without making an appointment. And Fifi also grows according to my needs. I may just ask for something and she can plan for it and actually grow for me.
As the grandchild of an entrepreneur, Nompumelelo now helps more women like REFILOE MOLEFE to innovate in their businesses.
Mama Fifi, it's so lovely to meet you. I believe you two met quite a few years ago.
I met Nompumelelo at Bluebird Melrose Ark Market, where I was selling my organic veggies. Then I had to invite her to come and see at the farm where the food comes from. So from there in 2015, we worked together with Nompumelelo when she was training us to add value on our products. So she trained 16 cooperatives, including me.
While helping others, Nompumelelo's own journey to self-publishing took 5 years. Accumulating recipes as she honed her writing skills through food articles, she eventually had an original cookbook.
Why is this one of your favorite smoothies to make?
The baobab actually has 4 times more vitamin C than your average orange. And if I've had a hot day and I'm working out in the afternoon or in the evening, I know I've got slow release energy from a baobab. This is the baobab fruit from which we get this powder. Would you like to smell? You can also taste the tangy taste.
Yeah. Ooh, nice little tang over there. All right, what's the first step?
Okay, the first step is we need to chop up some bananas,
yes,
which we're gonna pop in our blender.
Yes.
Then we're gonna add all the ingredients, including our ice, and whip up the smoothie. Pretty easy.
To flax seeds, add baobab powder, plain yogurt and honey.
I cannot wait to taste it.
Well, Jade, you're gonna have to wait. We're on the roll. We have to finish all the dishes.
Yes, chef. Which one's next?
Isijingi pudding, which is a dish that my grandmother prepared for us. We'll start off with the pumpkin, which we're gonna boil in cinnamon, and once the pumpkin is soft, then you can blend it. After you blend it, you put it back on the stove. You thicken it with a bit of maize, so the maize is not the main dish, so you're just thickening with the maize. And then you add your honey, you add your butter and cream, but it's not a necessity, especially if you're making a healthier version of the pudding.
So what would you say this is like? I haven't seen anything like this before.
More
like
on
a
the
mousse texture.
Okay, yeah. Once it cools down, yes, it will be your mousse texture.
As a jus for the pumpkin, mix red wine, berries, honey and cinnamon in a reduction. This takes an already delicious pudding and makes it absolutely irresistible.
And now for the third and final dish, our main course, which is actually my favorite one.
Yes, so we've chosen the ostrich because it's quite a healthy, lean meat, which is very good for you. The marinade on it is the whole grain mustard, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. So I'm just going to have a squeeze of lemon just before we sear it. And we sear it just mainly for color and the sugars as it browns that helps the meat taste a little bit sweet.
Add a knob of salted butter and cook in a preheated oven at 200 degrees until ready.
And all these ingredients here?
Yes. Here we have kale, which we've chopped up into small pieces so that it cooks quicker. We're going to start off with the red onion, the garlic, and then add the kale, the tomato, and we've got peanut butter. You want the peanuts to just blend in with the flavor, but you don't want to overpower the dish with the peanuts, so it becomes a peanut butter kale rather than
a hint of peanut.
Yes.
You really know how to combine such interesting flavors. What made you decide to finally create through the eyes of an African chef?
I just felt like there's a lot of ingredients that we're not touching. For instance, this dish, we normally would use imbuya, which is about to come into season now. Hopefully with a lot of rain, then we're gonna get imbuya. So there are all of those greens that I feel like we're not using, and I felt like, let me do it, but talk to a chef, talk to a Jade who's used to cooking lovely food, and maybe if we do that, then we're gonna start seeing it in our restaurants. Hey, Noni!
Her book features some of chefs' recipes styled by NONI MASOMBUKA.
Jade, I actually worked with Noni on the Color of Wine book. And Noni did my styling because she's not only a chef, she's quite a creative. And whenever I need a food stylist, I call on her.
So you're going to help us make this look extra good, what we've prepared.
Because presentation is very important, so I'm here for that part. So the best thing that you can ever do is keep it as simple as possible. Remember, texture is very important, whether you're eating it or you just want to look at it and you just want to take pictures. Texture, texture, texture. I can't stress that enough. Ladies, now for the drama.
Texture, yes.
Texture.
Lovely.
And you can taste that tang, but it's balanced with the sweetness of the banana.
So the white plate is a canvas, so I can do whatever I want. I'm going to play around with a lot of color here. So I've got the kale sauce on here with the nice greens and the reds. I've got the sweet potatoes. So I'm going to put these in a position where you can still see them even after we put the ostrich on.
What made Nompumelelo especially proud was that the Gourmand World Cookbook Awards allowed her to represent South Africa, its cuisine and ingredients, and she won the top prize in the Middle of Africa Month.
Thank you for coming over and sharing our space and savoring the tastes and the flavors and the senses that we like to share.
The pleasure was all mine.
Next, Nompumelelo hopes to host the 4th Mzansi Culinary Festival, showcasing unique African dishes.